Aloha, everyone. How are you guys doing? Welcome to my video. Today is Storytime Wednesday, and the topic for the day is manifesting Meerlust. And Meerlust is a yacht. She's a beautiful sailing vessel, and I had just so much fun sailing last year the Mediterranean. And today I figured I'd share the story of how I came about getting aboard that boat and having that fantastic 2-week sailing experience in the Mediterranean. Before I go on, my name is Julia, your travel and lifestyle coach and educator. Every Wednesday, I'm doing a story video. Started last Wednesday, and last Wednesday, the subject was a hat purchase that changed everything. If you're interested in that, go back and watch it. So last year I decided, or actually with some influences from my friend Roman, who taught me how to sail. In fact, it's coming up on 2-year anniversary of me learning how to sail, or starting to learn how to sail on Roman's boat here in Hawaii. And then Roman proceeded to teach me how to do some travel hacking, which helped me get my flight from Honolulu to Madrid for $5 and airplane miles as well, which is a whole separate story. And I will be teaching that in my travel and lifestyle Excel course in more detail. But ultimately, I found myself with a ticket to Europe to go see my family, to get my teeth fixed, to travel around with my friend Amy for a week. And me being a travel coach and a travel enthusiast, I figured I needed to bundle this trip with some fun, right? You always have to include some fun if you're going to travel, if you're going to go through the trouble of crossing the oceans for medical reasons or for family reasons. You have to bundle it with some fun. And I didn't know what goal to make for myself. What did I actually want to do while in Europe? I've already seen things like Louvre and Versailles and traveled around Belgium and Germany a little bit. So I really wasn't sure what I wanted. And ultimately, I realized what I really want is to sail in the Mediterranean, because I was newly obsessed with sailing. If you can tell, I'm still obsessed with sailing. And I decided that what I wanted to do with my trip to Europe is to manifest a sailing experience. Now, at that point in time, I knew nobody with a boat. I had no connections to any sailors in Europe. All I knew was I was going to get myself on a boat. I didn't know how. I didn't know what avenues to take to make it happen. But I've decided that I was going to make it happen. I told all of my friends and family that I'm going on a boat in Europe. I didn't know how it was going to happen. In fact, I said if it came down to it, if I couldn't find any other option of getting on a boat, I was just going to go to a harbor bar somewhere and meet somebody with a boat and offer, my wonderful crewing services. I know I'm a good crew because I can get out of the way when needed and follow instructions when needed and just have a good time all the rest of the time. That's what you want the most. So I've decided I was going to get myself on a boat in Europe. Watch out for pirates. Yes, that is important to watch out for them pirates, or be a pirate yourself. Just kidding. So I've decided I was going to make my way onto a boat. Didn't know how. Figured if worse comes to worse, I go to a harbor or meet somebody with a boat. Luckily, that did not happen. I did not come to that ultimate point of having to look for a boat myself. What I did do instead was create some social media posts. I was already part of some sailing groups on Facebook, joined some more sailing groups, Sail Mediterranean, blah, blah, blah. And most importantly, I believed 100% that I was going to find myself a boat. In fact, there was this one curious incident when I was working out with my friend who's a workout teacher, a bar teacher. And we were in her studio, just the two of us. And she is teaching the class to only me because we were practicing over the loudspeaker. And I'm, doing my workout, blah, blah, blah. And I'm realizing that she's yelling at me through the microphone. She's like, Julia, you're the only person here. You're not doing what I'm telling you to do. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. Actually, I was, on a boat in the Mediterranean in my head. So I wasn't following your very direct instructions on how to work out because I was actively imagining being on somebody's boat, not knowing what boat or where it was. So that's just illustrating that I spent quite a bit of time of fantasizing and daydreaming and night dreaming about finding this boat that I wanted to sail. And while being, in one of these inspirational states, I took this inspired action. I wrote like a 2-paragraph post saying, listing my sailing experience and saying what I want, that I want to find a boat for like a week to just crew on, to do a work exchange, to do something that is affordable and sailing. And something that won't break the bank. Ultimately, I was offering my, crewing, skills in exchange for just sailing on their boat for a week. I posted this on my Instagram, I posted this on my Facebook, and I posted it in like 2 sailing groups on Facebook. And one of them was on this post that actually asked for people to do, an exchange of like services. And lo and behold, 2 days later, I get personal message from Melanie, who has a sailboat in the Mediterranean, and they're asking people to join them and hop on board for any part of their cruise. They live on, her and her husband, Sven, they live on their boat. They got it a little over a year prior to that point. They've been sailing around the Mediterranean for a year. And they asked me to join them for the price of less than what I've spent for food only here in Hawaii per week or whatever. And coming on their boat included food. So ultimately, just for the price of what is I budget for food here in Hawaii, I was able to sail the Mediterranean for 2 weeks on beautiful yacht Meerlust. Hi, Lavi. Hi. I'm talking about manifesting a sailing adventure in the Mediterranean last year. So I'm kind of rambling on, but ultimately what happened was I've decided that the one thing I wanted to do was get on a boat in the Mediterranean. Then I told everybody I knew about my decision. Then I made a Facebook post and posted it in like 5 different places. And next thing you knew, somebody reached out to me with the exact thing that I was asking for. So the moral of the story is you have to decide what you're going to do and not take no for an answer, right? Just take inspired action. Imagine yourself doing the thing. Make it happen. Let's see what I got here. Yeah, I think I pretty much went over the whole thing. What I did was write a post and put it out into the universe and tell every single person I knew that I was going on a boat. Didn't know how, didn't know when, but I knew it was going to happen. And it happened. Of course, I'm very fortunate that it was Yacht Meerlust. Meerlust. They're German, so we would pronounce it Meerlust in English, reading the word, but they say Meerlust, so that's what we're going to call it. And yeah, it was a beautiful boat. I had so much fun. I ended up spending 2 weeks with them, including my birthday, and it was just amazing. And I'm just so lucky that I forced myself to go out of my comfort zone and make these decisions that led to me having like the best time ever. I was definitely out of my comfort zone being on a boat with 2 strangers on my birthday, because I love my birthday and I love being surrounded by people I know and love. But ultimately, it was like one of the best birthdays ever. I spent several evenings just like sitting and watching moon rise over the water. Every sunset I watched was amazing. We went under a drawbridge, which is so cool, in a boat. The boat had like a 30-meter mast, so that's why I had to wait for the drawbridge to open to go under it. It was just a spectacular experience. Now, if you guys are interested to travel, now is the time to plan and research and budget for it and save and make your next adventure a reality. If you guys need help, I'm always here to help you. Tomorrow, I'm going to be presenting my newly created guide for flight finders. So if you're looking to get better deals on your airfare, watch my live tomorrow and get my free flight finders guide to help you make better decisions and as far as searching for the cheapest and most good. I don't think that's good English, but doesn't matter. For the best airfare, watch my live tomorrow. Yay. Okay, you guys, thank you for watching. Mahalo for coming. I love you all. Cannot wait to see you tomorrow. It's going to be a longer live, but more structured and more practical information. So don't miss it. I cannot wait to talk to y'all tomorrow. Mahalo.